Welcome, everyone. I'm doing something a little different right now. Now, I have done similar things to this like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. I used to do stuff like this. But this is, I have to do this. I just feel like I have to do this um, because Duelist Kingdom is really close to my heart. I'm going to do every arc anyway. And I'm going to rank every single duel from the arc or from that season. So that's why you see, and I have them in order here. You can see the first one down there is Yugi and Kaiba, episode 1. Then you see episode 2, episodes 3 and 4, episode 6. Episodes 4 and 5, episode 6, episode 7, blah, blah, blah. You see all of them. So saying it goes all the way to even as Joey and Duke at the end there, which wasn't even a Duelist Kingdom duel, but, basically, I'm ranking every season 1 duel. I just am calling them Duelist Kingdom duels because Duelist Kingdom took over half the season. It took a third of the season. And I just wanted to rank, and, well, the title of the video is actually why Duelist Kingdom, is pure nostalgic, or why it's the best nostalgia. I'm not sure. We'll see which one I go with. Why it's the best nostalgia, probably. That one sounds better because I have rankings. I have all the duels here. I have 6 rankings I'm going with. The best, amazing, great, okay, a little bad, and absolutely terrible. And I will tell you right now, there are very few duels that I find absolutely terrible from Duel Monsters, if any at all. I have to put my bias aside and remember that I am a moderator here. And you guys, I want you all to chime in because this is what's so great about the Yu-Gi-Oh community. We all have different viewpoints, different opinions. This is my opinion strictly. This is not fact. I'm not saying this is fact. This is what I think in my mind. You guys voice your opinions. Tell me if I was wrong, anything like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rank them. I'm going to go in, talk about them a little bit, rank them, and then at the end, I'm going to review all of them and see if any need to be moved. And we're going to do this for Battle City and Waking the Dragons and Virtual World and all of them. But we're going to start with the OG Duelist Kingdom. So, let's get started, shall we? I'm just immediately going up to the best just to make sure I don't put any in terrible. I don't think there may be one terrible here, but that's... we'll see. So let's start with episode 1, The Heart of the Cards, Yugi versus Kaiba, their first duel. It's a legendary duel. It has the most famous moment in the entire show, Exodio Obliterate. It's not possible, no one's ever been able to call him. Yeah, it has the most famous moment. It's actually a long duel. It comes in at like 18 or 9, no, it comes in like 20 turns, I think. I think it came in 20 turns. Alright, let me look it up. I think it was 20 turns. Duelist Kingdom. I have my computer right here next to me. I have 2 computers going at once. Yeah, I kind of need to. Duelist Kingdom, blah, blah, blah. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, no, it was 17. 17 turns. Of course, Yugi won, or the fair one, sorry. Drawing Exodia, defeating all 3 Blue Eyes out on the field. Kaiba couldn't believe it. He never truly recovered from this loss. This loss haunted him for the rest of the show and his whole life. Do I put it in the best? Where do I put it? Where do I put this? It definitely doesn't go below okay or below. It's definitely between great and the best. But is it great, amazing, or the best? Would I put it the best? Just because it has the most legendary scene? Nah, well, oh man, this duel is so legendary. The Soggy play with the Dark Energy. Or was it called Dark Energy? No, it was just called Energy Multiplier. I don't remember the name of the card, but the card that multiplied Soggy, and then Soggy got beat by Gaia, and then Gaia gets beat by Blue Eyes. Legendary. The Blue Eyes destroying Gaia is one of my most memorable scenes in my mind. I'm just going to put it in amazing. Don't kill me. I'm putting it in amazing for now. Okay. It's just hold on here. Don't worry. It definitely wasn't going below great. For now, I'm not sure. I'm just gonna put it in amazing. And by the way, if something I put above, if they're in the same category and I put one above it, that means it is better than it in my mind. So, episode 2, the Gauntlet is thrown, Pegasus versus the Pharaoh. I love this duel. I love this duel. This has my favorite transformation of the Pharaoh, Yugi to the Pharaoh. It's the intro to Pegasus. At the time, it's the best villain intro I ever saw, and it still is in my top 5 villain intros. It's just legendary. Pegasus, the whole last 2 turns is the most memorable part of the entire duel. Of course, Pegasus reading his mind is very memorable, but that it's more memorable in their final duel than their first duel. But like I was saying, the whole last 2 turns is the most memorable part of the duel. When the Pharaoh attacks, but he doesn't realize that Eye of Illusion is on his Dark Magician, so Dark Magician actually attacked the Pharaoh's own monster, Kamori Dragon, which means he was now losing in the duel. And if you don't know, it was a time limit, and he had 15 minutes to beat Pegasus. He couldn't beat him, but in his last move, before his last move, Pegasus sets a card. Then in his last move, the Pharaoh's, he summons Summon Skull. And then he says attack. You left yourself open to a physical assault. Attack! And then Pegasus looks worried, but he set a face down. So we'll never really know what would have happened there. But Pegasus, all I can say is looked worried. So the face down must have not been good enough to have him survive. So he won, I believe it was like 1200 to 700, and Pegasus won. But barely. It was really close. I would put it... It's great. It's a great duel. Would I rate it above the first duel of the show? No. It's not quite as legendary as that, but it was a great intro to the Millennium items and Pegasus, and it had a memorable ending. So, next, the third duel of the show, the first duel of Duelist Kingdom as well. Yugi versus the regional champ, Weevil Underwood. This duel lives rent-free in my head, always. Weevil had memorable duels in the show. Everyone knows the train duel in Waking the Dragons. Everyone knows the duel in the park in Battle City with Joey. Neither of them are as good as this duel. This is still the best duel Weevil was involved in my opinion. Remember, my opinion. Listen, Weevil, this duel is pure nostalgia. This is what this video is about. This duel is pure nostalgia for me. I have my nostalgia goggles on. I don't care. I know how good this duel is, and I can still see it nostalgic-wise. It has so many ups and downs. It's long. It's the longest duel of Duelist Kingdom. Believe it or no, I'm sorry, second longest. Sorry, I think. Wait. Let me look. I have the stats up here now. Yeah. It's just by 5 turns. It's the second longest duel of Duelist Kingdom. There's a lot of passes waiting for the Great Moth to be summoned. That's why it's about 8 turns they pass waiting for the Great Moth to be hatched. Of course, Yugi hatches it early. You think it's defeated, but the Great Moth comes out of the cocoon. It's just legendary. The Mirror Force play when Mirror Force first is revealed. Oh, legendary. Oh my gosh. It just, mwah. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's the best. It's up there in the best. It will be topped later most likely, but it's the best. It just had too many great things. The Summon Skull, Mirror Force being introduced, him saying, "For every bug you squashed or fumigated, it's payback time." Him attacking him with all the bugs was pretty epic. With the armored cannon basic insect was great. That's so memorable, that basic insect card he played. And then the Mirror Force, the laugh, why are you laughing? Because, Weevil. I have a trap that literally breaks the entire game. I can destroy all your monsters and inflict effect damage to you when you only have in an era when we only have 2,000 life points. That's insane. Mirror Force in Duelist Kingdom is insane. Most broken trap other than Crush Guard. So next, Weevil and Mai. Look, it was Joey's first duel. The Time Wizard play keeps it from being a little bad. I almost put in a little bad. The Time Wizard play at the end, summoning Thousand Dragon, is literally the only reason this duel is not a little bad. It's kind of weak. It's a weak duel, even though Joey and Mai's first duels were here. It was the beginning of their epic rivalry that we had no idea would become a huge rivalry later on. We have another duel theirs later on in this video. I think it's over. Oh, there it is, second to last one. So it's just it's lacking. One thing I always look back at for this duel is remember. What am I trying to say? Remember, Joey needed a little luck to draw that Time Wizard, but the Pharaoh like looks very intensely, and like some zoom in effect happens. I'm pretty sure he willed him to draw Time Wizard. I don't know if anyone's ever thought this, but I think he willed Joey to draw Time Wizard. Because later on we know the Pharaoh wills cards to his hand from his deck. So I think he can do it for other people. It was never confirmed about other people, but maybe. So there we go. It's just an okay for now. Mako and the Pharaoh. The 7th episode duel, Attack from the Deep. Attack from the Deep. This, I mean, it has... A lot of people think this is the most memorable gambit or most memorable combo from Duelist Kingdom. Destroy the Moon. Yeah, the Stone Soldier destroying the moon is epic. Weevil's backstory is very memorable. He has the most memorable backstory of the side characters. I think even includes Mai. Mai's different. She's like a main side character. She is a side character like Mako, Weevil, and Rex, but I don't know. She's got more to her. Like, she gets further in tournaments, so it means more for her. It means more, like she means more to us. That's what I'm trying to say. Attack from the Deep. Where do I put this? The duel is super short. It's only half an episode, kind of like the Joey Mai duel. It's very short. The sea creatures, if you don't remember, guys, he summons Great White Terror, which is an anime-only card. It's basically Great White from the TCG. And then he summons, he has Fiend Kraken, and he has, Kurishin, his boss at the time. This was before Legendary Fisherman. And he tries to all-out assault Giant Soldier on that tiny piece of rock. And Giant Soldier, we all know famously, destroys the moon card that the Pharaoh put out himself. And the tide seceded, and Weevil loses to a Burning Land in Curse of Dragon. Excuse me. So, the duel's very memorable, just extremely short. It runs into the same similar problems the Joey Mai duel had, but it's definitely better than the Joey Mai duel. I can't in good conscience with the famous play put it in okay. In my expert opinion, I put it in great. And I put it above the Pegasus duel. It's above the Pegasus duel in my mind. Yeah, I put it above the Pegasus duel. It's a fun duel. Like, I can't deny it's a fun duel. It's in great. Next is probably one of the only duels that I'm so sorry, but I will never, I don't, okay, look, it's not its fault it's so short, but I'm putting in a little bad. Mokuba versus the Pharaoh. Episode 8, Everything's Relative. Now, this episode actually has one of my favorite Pegasus moments. The beginning when he's laughing, reading his comic books, and eating and drinking and sipping the fruit juice, aka wine. That's one of my favorite Pegasus moments. But other than that, this episode is basically just setting up for the Ghost Kaiba duel, which we're getting to. But this duel is like 4 turns, and it's literally just Mokuba. Okay, this is it. Mokuba summons a monster in attack mode. The Pharaoh summons a stronger monster, attacks, and that happens twice, and that's the whole duel. So obviously Mokuba's an amateur. It's not his fault, and it's not the episode's fault. It's so short. That's the same problem. Those 3 episodes in a row that happened to Joey and Mako and the Pharaoh, and Mokuba and the Pharaoh. The only difference is Mako and the Pharaoh had a very infamous moment, and Joey and Mai was still pretty good and decently had more length. But Mokuba and sorry, hold on. You know, Joey and Mai was only 9 turns. Let's see, Mako and the Pharaoh was only 12 turns. Mokuba and Yamayugi was 3 turns. I was wrong. I thought it was 4. So, yeah, sorry about that. I bumped my leg. It's got to go in a little bad. I'm sorry. It's not his fault though. I'm always apologetic to any Duel Monsters duel, pretty much. The Ghost Kaiba duel. Duel with the Ghoul and Give Up the Ghost, episodes 9 and 10. I love this duel. It's not only was the Pharaoh going to lose, he literally was beaten. Kaiba had to save him with his hacking skills. This is the birth of Kaiba's hacking theme and showing that he's a hacker. It's really a cool side of him that added more depth to him. I love Pegasus's shenanigans he does when, you know, he somehow gets a rabbit on screen, the funny bunny, to interrupt Kaiba. He's like, hey Kaiba, hey Kaiba, hey Kaiba. And, you know, Kaiba's like, it's Pegasus. And Pegasus somehow knows. He's like, I just love that moment. Moments like that, and of course, how creepy Ghost Kaiba is before he turns into the potato. He turns into a potato in the second episode, but the first episode, when he's actually still pretending to be Kaiba, like a sleep-deprived looking Kaiba, the way when he's talking about trying to make the Pharaoh feel bad and saying, this is because of you, Yugi. I could have had it all, but you took my soul when you beat me. And I know what you're thinking. Like, he literally could read his mind. It was creepy. He straight up was beating him, too. It was really creepy. And then he turns into Mr. Potato Head and basically gets destroyed. He gets played. The Pharaoh's like, I wouldn't... what did he say? That insult he said to him. I was going to call you monster, but I didn't want to insult the cards. That was great. Yeah, this duel is in the best. It's in the best. It is. Is it better than the Weevil duel? No. The Weevil duel was still more intricate and more complex than it. The drama was slightly better than the Weevil duel, but that's about it. It beat it in the drama, but the complexity of the Weevil duel was much better. Joey and Rex. I saw this duel so much as a kid. I have a big story about this duel. When I was a kid, basically, we had like not a sleepover really at my school, but it was like a slumber party kind of at my school. And what we would have it in the cafeteria. It was a huge cafeteria. And some kids were allowed to bring their VHS tapes and stuff. DVDs weren't really a thing yet. And I brought my VHS tape that had the Ghost Kaiba duel paired with the Joey Rex duel. The Give Up the Ghost VHS tape. You guys know it. Yeah, I brought that, and we all watched the Rex Joey duel like 5 times in a row. And I remember one of my friends saying, Dragon Nails, isn't that just, I bet he'll never use that again or something. And he did use it again. My friend was so wrong. I told that kid. I told him we were only at that time, we're only like 7 or so, because it was the early days of Duelist Kingdom. It's only at like episode 11 and 12. Um, this duel is definitely amazing. It's behind that duel though. It's amazing. The back and forth is really fun in the duel. Joey's duels are always really fun and back and forth. That's what he's so good at. But it's not as good as the Heart of the Cards duel, just because it can't beat Exodia Obliterate. So, next, the Bakura duel, the RPG style duel. I call it the tree log duel, because that's what they were dueling on, a tree log. Now, this is where, Bakura, if you guys don't remember, if someone may not remember, Bakura trapped Yugi's, Teia's, Tristan's, and Joey's souls into their favorite monsters. And the Pharaoh and Yami Bakura have to duel each other. And Bakura's favorite card is Change of Heart. And that's what ends up beating him at the end. And then he gets sent to the graveyard and gets reaped by the Reaper of the Cards. Makes me wonder how he ever escaped that, by the way. This duel, it's so memorable. It's just so memorable. Everyone knows this duel. But this is a tough one. The stakes are really high in this duel. It makes me want to put in amazing. Nah, it goes in great. It's below those two duels, in my opinion. Next, the Panic Duel, episode 14 and episode 15. Fun fact about this duel. This duel did not have two separate parts until like 2000, the later 2000s, like 06, 07 maybe, 08. Before that, you guys remember, it was the I'm not gonna panic. It was that theme for like a good, it seemed like it was a good 2 or 3 minutes of the episode. It was them fast forwarding through what happens. And they just kind of cut through a lot of the episode. So everyone forgets that. It used to be 48 episodes for season 1, but they cut it into 2 and made it light at the end of the tunnel and winning through intimidation. So, yeah, now you know. That's what made it 49 episodes. Fun fact. This has, to some other people, this is the most famous play of Duelist Kingdom. Catapulting the Gaia the Dragon Champion into the Castle of Dark Illusions and crushing Panic's dark monsters. The Shadows is a very unique way of using the field power bonus. The most unique and the most unfair way, even more unfair than Mako's. This duel really made me want Panic to lose so bad. That's what has to put it in amazing. It is above the Joey duel, but it is not above the Heart of the Cards duel, because it's just so hard to top Exodia Obliterate. The duel has to do something so amazing that it makes me want to put it over Exodia Obliterate. So, anyway, so far, I mean, you're not going to see many in the bad category, and not many in the okay category. Most are going to be great or better. Joey versus Kaiba, episode 16, The Scars of Defeat. Fun fact, I also brought this to our slumber party in my school's cafeteria. I did. And most kids back then were Kaiba fans. Nowadays, I know a lot of those kids still from my school, they are Joey fans now. Back then, they will tell you, if they were here right now, they were Kaiba fans. Almost everyone was a dang Kaiba fan. They were obsessed with the bad boy. He wasn't really a bad boy, just the jerk. Just the cynical jerk who was had the strongest deck. He was the most skilled, second most skilled to the Pharaoh. But anyway, this episode was super good. It was a great breather episode to get you ready for the last half of the tournament. I thought it was really clever. It was like a good breather. It really was. So this duel, although it's super short, it's basically just Joey attacking into Kaiba and keep getting crushed. And then he finally summons Red Eyes for the first time, and then it gets crushed. He does deal damage to Kaiba though, which is that was a big win back then. A lot of the kids couldn't believe Kaiba got damaged in life points. So it's going in okay. It's above Joey and Mai, definitely. It's above Joey and Mai, but Joey's duels, I know you're seeing, they're kind of, you know, a little bit all over the place. There's 1 in amazing and 2 in okay. His duels just weren't as consistent as Kaiba's and the Pharaohs. So, we are going on to my favorite Halloween duel. Joey versus Bones in the Cave. Episodes 17 and 18, Arena of Lost Souls, Part 1 and 2. This duel is legendary. It is literally, it is the zombie duel. If you love zombies, this is the duel. This is the zombie duel. Those 4 zombies you see in the picture right here, yeah, I'm not putting in any specific category yet, but these 4 zombies right here, yeah, they're legendary. They are the most memorable zombies ever from the show, from any of the shows. But that's because of the way Bones' Call the Haunted works, and it's so broken in the anime before season 1 ends. When season 1 ends, it just goes to normal Call the Haunted. But in season 1, anime Call the Haunted was broken. It basically revives any monster, even zombies and non-zombies, and revives them. And if they weren't zombies, they get a 20% power boost after being attacked. That's crazy. Plus Pumpkin boosts them even more. That's also crazy. This... Do I put it in the best? Is it above Exodia Obliterate? I love this duel so much. Why did it do that? Yep, it goes here. Yeah, it goes above Exodia Obliterate. For now, anyway. It's so fun. I love it. The way Battle Warrior and Shield and Sword worked at the end. And it really made it look like Joey lost when he lost his red eyes. Well, and of course this is the intro of Bandit Keith. My favorite OG machine boy. The first machine user, but that's not the point. The whole point, I love the whole rivalry with Joey and Keith. It's really fun to me. And it's just basically starts here. It's basically Joey versus Keith part 1. But Joey beats Bones instead of Keith. It's so memorable. Sid and Zygor were funny. You know, this and the Scars of Defeat duel was basically Joey's dog thing that started. The big dog dream happened during this, right before this duel. And everyone knows that. So, yeah, it goes above Heart of the Cards duel, Panic duel, and the Rex duel for now. It just is so legendary to me. It's just too much nostalgia, and that's what the video is about. This is what this video is about. My opinions and nostalgia. And you guys can judge me in the comments. So we don't have too many more duels to go for this season. Next is a legendary duel yet again, and another duel involving Joey. He was in like 3 straight duels. From, you know, he dueled Kaiba. He dueled like 7 straight episodes. That's crazy, because this duel was a 3-parter. The Double Trouble duel, part 1, 2, 3. Intro of the Paradox Brothers. The final eliminators of Pegasus. And they were dueling in the Labyrinth. By far, the most unique duel of Duelist Kingdom. Not by far, but definitely the most unique duel of Duelist Kingdom. And that's saying a lot in Duelist Kingdom. Come on. If you're unique in Duelist Kingdom, and Duelist Kingdom's already unique, that's crazy, because the rules are already gone out the window. It's all everything for itself. Every monster for itself. As long as the duel was, and as fun and high stakes as it was, it goes in the best. It has to. Is it above the Ghost Kaiba duel? Yes. Is it above the Weevil duel? This is tough. Is it above the Weevil duel? Do I enjoy the duel more than the Weevil duel? That's a tough one. I'll get back to you on that. For now, it's gonna stay where it is. Face Off Duel. Episodes 22, 23, 24. Face Off Part 1, 2, 3. Yugi and Kaiba's real rematch, not the Ghost Kaiba duel. This is their official second match. This duel is the intro of Blue Eyes Ultimate. It has, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, the craziest combo pulled off in Duelist Kingdom was definitely this duel. The way he escapes the ultimate creature at the time before the gods were shown. This Blue Eyes Ultimate is the ultimate creature up until the tunes and the gods were shown. But before the tunes show up, this is it. This is the monster. This duel's legendary. The part of the end of part 2, the moment at the end of part 2 where Kaiba's like, draw your last card, Yugi, and face your fate. And then he draws a card and you see the to be continues like, heart of the cards, guide me. I think was that the first time he ever said heart of the cards, guide me? I think it was, but that's where it was born. The famous Karibo multiply play, and then the Mammoth Graveyard living arrow play. Those two defense to offense plays is the best in Duelist Kingdom, and that is why it goes to the top of the bracket, the very top of the best. It is the best of the best so far. It's better than the Weevil duel, better than the Paradox Brothers duel, and better than the Ghost Kaiba duel. It's A+++++. The ending, where Kaiba's going to jump off the ledge will be knocked off the ledge if he loses, was an empty threat, of course, because he ends up winning. And Yugi has this huge emo episode coming up, what we're about to talk about. But yeah, so there you go. And now we are going to Mai versus Taya. Another breather duel, kind of like the Joey Kaiba duel. I will tell you, this duel is very emotional. I still sometimes almost get emotional at the part where Taya's crying and giving her speech. It's something that connects to me as a kid because I remember seeing it a lot. For some reason, they reran this duel a lot because it was like a 3-week period between airing new episodes of the Pegasus duel and then the Duelist Kingdom finals. This duel re-aired like 10 times on my network. So I don't know where you guys were, but that's what happened on mine. It's definitely not in terrible. No, nothing's really in terrible. A little bad. Nah. Okay. Is it an okay or great? It's definitely not an amazing or the best. It's not enough. Taya's friendship speeches aren't enough to save it from that. It's definitely going in okay or great. Is it better than Mai and Joey's duel? Is it better than that? No. I don't think it is. I think it stays right there. It's just right and okay. Yeah. It's gonna stay there and okay. Now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. The final 8 duels of the season. Kaiba versus Pegasus. Every kid remembers this duel. Every kid. I remember coming to school and every kid, we could not stop talking about it. The teacher had to get on to us. Big time. And what grade was I in? And second grade. I was in second grade. Every kid was talking about this. This was the most talked about duel. Because I'm pretty sure there was like a 2-month hiatus after this duel. And they took like a hiatus before the Duelist Kingdom finals, if I recall correctly. And this was like what we talked about over the whole summer. Because this was like June. And then we came back to school and we were still talking about it because the next episode hadn't come out yet, which was the night before episode. Which was, the nighttime when they sneak around in Pegasus's castle. Anyway. Love this duel. The introduction of Pegasus's tunes. One of my favorite archetypes. Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, probably the cutest monster ever invented. No, Doubleganger. It's between him and Doppelganger. Doppelganger is so awesome. I love him. He's just like the cutest cartoon kitty. And plus Toon Blue Eyes, how can you go wrong? What do I say about this duel? The way Pegasus outsmarts Kaiba at every turn. Only lost control one time during the Shadow Spell play. When Shadow Spell was still a spell card. Remember those days, guys? I'm sorry, a magic card in those days. Don't forget they called them magic cards back in Duel Monsters. This duel is going to be very hard to rank. Is it better than all those duels in Great? Yes. Is it better than all those duels in Amazing? Is it? Is it better? Is it really better? This is tough, guys. It's definitely going in Amazing. I don't know if I'd put it. It's so memorable to me. It's so memorable to me. It really is memorable. It's extremely memorable. Is it better than the Joey Rex duel? Yes. Is it better than the Panic duel? Yes. Is it better than the Heart of the Cards duel? Do I remember it better? It is 2 parts as well. Don't forget that. Episodes 26 and 7. Champion versus the Creator. That was the other big deal about this duel. It was the Champion versus the Creator. Also the 2 richest duelists in the world at the time. Is it better than the Heart of the Cards? Exodia Obliterate. Does it beat top Exodia Obliterate? The ending is so sad, but I was a huge Pegasus fan, so I was about the only kid who hated Kaiba's guts back then. I couldn't stand him. And I didn't know he'd get even jerkier in season 2 onwards. He was kind of a somewhat decent human being in the first season. And that's stretching it. Is it better? Seeing him lose was so great back then. It really was. Is it better than the Heart of the Cards duel? Is it? Yes. It is, but just barely, but I rewatch the Bones duel always more than this duel. I love Pegasus. Seeing him win is great. Is he better than the Bones duel? I rewatch the Bones duel more. I gotta leave it like that. I have to. I love the Pegasus duel. I do, but it's not his best duel. He has one better duel that you guys see coming. So, now we're getting to the Duelist Kingdom finals. The Pharaoh versus Mai. This duel is legendary. Lackluster Soldier, which he didn't even know he had in his deck, and you didn't even need it in your hand to summon it. All you needed was the ritual magic card. As you can see in the artwork there, Lackluster Soldier was summoned the duel, and he destroyed Harpy's Pet Dragon, which was foreshadowed in episode 2 in that poster Grandpa had. And Mai lost, and she several times in that duel was like one move away from winning. And she could have won had she not chickened out. Had she not chickened out, no pun intended, because it's a bird, and just attacked Catapult Turtle, she would have won. But she didn't believe. She thought it was a dangerous trap, even though she already got rid of his Mirror Force. And Spellbinding Circle. I would have already gone and attacked. That was her last mistake, not attacking Catapult Turtle. That lost her the duel. No one ever thinks about that, but that lost her the duel. She knew Spellbinding Circle was gone. She knew Mirror Force was gone. What other traps does he really have? Magical Hats, yeah, but you can risk that. She should have attacked. It was a foolish mistake and it cost her the duel. But that's why he's a king of games. He's great at making you second guess yourself. Where do I rank this? Where do I rank it? The first half of the duel really drags it down, I think. Seeing Yugi mess it up for the Pharaoh half the duel really hurt it. It was just Mai toasting Yugi. That's what happened. And then the Pharaoh picks up his slack. The last half of the last second part 2 of the duel is really sweaty. Like, I get super sweaty watching it still. It's so intense. That brings it up a lot. So, would I... This duel is definitely an amazing. It's not in the best. I never rewatched this more than those 4 duels at the top. Never. It's definitely better than those duels. It's still not better than the Bones duel, Pegasus versus Kaiba, and the duel in episode 1. But it is definitely better than the Panic duel and the Rex duel. So, and in fact, you know what? This may get me in trouble. I'm putting the Panic duel down. I'm putting the Panic duel down just to the top of great. I think that's where it belongs. I still enjoy the Rex duel more than the Panic duel. Yeah, I think that's more accurate. So this is what the standings so far. And now we get to probably a duel that's in my top 6 or 7 Duelist Kingdom duels. So you know it's going in the best, no doubt. Why would it go in amazing? You know, it wouldn't go there. Why would it go in great? No, it goes in the best, where it belongs. Is it better than the Ghost Kaiba duel? Heck yeah. Is it better than the Paradox Brothers duel? Yes. Is it better than the Weevil duel? This is really hard. This is probably has the best, the best or second best back and forth of the entire first season. This is like a dogfight. This is literally like most of Joey's duels. This is a dogfight, and this is Joey's best duel of the season. He really comes into his own here. He shows him that he's an actual pro duelist. No, it's not his best duel. I forgot the next duel. It's his second best duel. So therefore, I'm leaving it right there in the best. Okay. Now, Joey versus the Pharaoh. This, or Joey versus Yugi, whatever you want to say. This has the best back and forth of the entirety of the first season. It's so emotional. It's complex with a strategy. Really complex. It didn't even happen in the manga. But this is why the anime is better than the manga. No offense to the manga, but this is why the anime is better. It has duels like this. This duel is the best duel. Definitely the best right now. Has the most nostalgia factor. The no matter what theme at the beginning. The very, very emotional ending when even the Pharaoh himself's crying, attacking him with Black Skull Dragon. Yeah, Joey had control, and then once he lost that control, it was so hard to get it back. He almost won the duel so many times. If he had just found the right magical hat, he would have won. He would have stopped Dark Magician before he became the Dark Sage. Dude, doesn't it feel a little slimy though that that Yugi gave Joey Time Wizard, and then Joey uses Time Wizard and Dark Magician, and Yugi knew this knowledge of Dark Sage? It feels so slimy, like, oh, you're my best friend, but if you use that card on me, I'm going to have the upper hand on you. Don't worry, I have contingencies for you. So yeah, so far the best duel, but it's about to be topped. Do I need to say anything about this duel right here? Do I need to say anything about this duel right in my hand that I have in my finger? No, I don't. The single best duel of the first season, and was my favorite duel up until midway through season 2. My absolute favorite duel, and still in my top 5 duels to this day. To this day, it's still in my top 5 duels. Yugi and the Pharaoh versus Pegasus, the match of the millennium, episodes 35 through 39. What can you say? It's the most perfect duel It really has everything. Has the highest nostalgia factor. It's a complex duel. It may be very one-sided for 2.5 episodes, very Pegasus one-sided. And then it gets really good with the mind shuffle, the famous mind shuffle. Then Pegasus starts losing. He goes in, he brings it to the Shadow Realm, and then starts getting really creepy with his Eldritch type monsters. His Relinquished and his Thousand Eyes Restrict, and all those types. And he turns evil, and he starts getting desperate with Jig and Bakadon, and it gets down to the nitty gritty with Thousand Eyes Restrict, absorbs Karibo accidentally, and then it weakens him because Karibo obviously saving the day as usual. And then the famous Magician of Black Chaos play, who I always found it was weaker. He was weaker than Blackluster Soldier, but he treated Magician of Black Chaos like he had some power over Blackluster Soldier, like he was stronger. It's just funny to me. It's always funny to think that to me. He had 2,800. Blackluster Soldier has 200 more points. I know there's a lot of duels in the best, but that really is the best duel. It's the best duel. Okay, next, I'm done gushing over my nostalgia goggles. The Yugi Rebecca duel. This duel is really annoying. This is Rebecca's worst duel. Where do I put it? The backstory with Grandpa Moto is pretty fun. Rebecca is super annoying before Season 4. Season 1 Rebecca is very annoying. She was even annoying in Reshef of Destruction, the game. She was annoying. Where do I put this duel? Do I put it in a little bad? Nah, her strategies were too complex to put in a little bad. You know what? I'm sorry to do this. Taya Mai is going in a little bad. Nah, it's not that bad. Nah. It's just okay. It has some decent strategies. Plus, seeing fairy monsters is always cool. This duel's actually below Taya Mai. Yeah, it is. There's not going to be anything terrible. There's really no terrible duels. It's not the Mokuba duel's fault that it was so short. 2 duels left. I don't know if this even counts as a duel, but I mean, you know what? I just said something wrong. It goes in terrible. There is one terrible duel. Now we're out of Duelist Kingdom. Obviously, with the Yugi Rebecca duel was out of Duelist Kingdom. And by the way, Yugi would have beat her, remember, with Soul Release. So don't forget that. Mai versus Joey in the first Virtual World arc, which was also known as Legendary Heroes. They had like a 2-turn duel where Joey attacks Harpy Lady, and then Mai activates Mirror Wall, and then activates Rose Whip, and then attacks, and then stops. And that's the entire duel. So yeah, it wasn't much to it. You know what? In fact, I enjoy that more than the Pharaoh Mokuba duel. The Pharaoh Mokuba duel will have to go in terrible if that's a little bad. At least it was Joey and Mai, and it was monsters I like more than what they summoned. Yeah. No, you know what? There was more riding on that one. Nah, we're gonna keep it like that. There was more riding on that one. Final duel of the first season, and very unceremonious for Joey. Joey versus Duke. The strategy in this duel at the end was pretty cool, and it was cool to see some of Duke's monsters. But the real problem he had here was not summoning Orgoth, which was his big... He didn't even summon I don't know if Orgoth was even a dual monster at the time, but... Ice monsters, and Joey losing to a guy who's not even that familiar with dual monsters really hurt to watch back then. I always remember this duel. I had to go to the water park when I watched this duel, and I was really upset too because I wanted to see who won. And I never knew who won until like a week later I saw Joey lost on it. I was like, what? Joey lost? And then I saw the whole, I was like, oh, so that's why Yugi was dueling for his honor. I was like, Joey had to win, right? Why are you dueling for his honor, Yugi? Anyway. Is it better than the Mokuba Pharaoh duel? Yes. Is it better than the Rebecca duel? It's very one-sided until the end. It's just Duke lying in wait until limiter removal. With Gradius and, you know, and Fair Meteor Crush, the combo. Is it better? Nah, it's not. It's really not. It's just the worst of okay. Okay, so we do have something for every category, I think. So, now that we're done with this, do I leave this in the rankings it is? Well, let's review. Okay, let's look at the best category. Do we put anything lower than that? Lower in this category? All those duels, this is definitely, looking at it, this is the 7 most legendary duels from the first season. Yeah. The Match of the Millennium, No Matter What duel, the Face Off duel, Weevil duel, Bandit Keith duel. Also, Bandit Keith's cheating made the duel 10 times more fun. And same thing with Weevil, both of them. Their cheating made duels more fun. Paradox Brothers duel legendary. Their rhyming never gets old. No, I think that's good. For the best. Amazing. Joey and Rex was amazing. The others are definitely staying where they are. I don't think, if you guys have anything, like, of what you're seeing here, tell me what doesn't belong where it does. Just tell me your opinions. I don't care if, I don't care if it's something I don't like or whatever. I am okay with it. Just say what you feel. You know, I just want to hear your opinions. This is just my opinion right here. That's amazing, looks good. Great. Great looks good. Great. The Mako duel has 2 legendary of a moment to put it below the Pegasus, the first Pegasus duel. The Bakura duel just, yeah. It's the fact that it's worried less about the duel and worried more about the RPG aspects. But it's still a decent, good duel. Like, it's still better than the Joey Kaiba duel. Which is very one-sided. I also look on if these duels are one-sided or not. And Mai and Teo was definitely one-sided. Yugi Rebecca was kind of one-sided, and Joey and Duke was definitely one-sided until it flipped. Joey and Mai, it was one-sided until the end, yeah. Is Joey and Mai worse than any of those duels below it? I don't know. I would rewatch the Joey Mai duel because I had the VHS. And second off, Mai's trash talk is really fun, especially at that point. Oh, fun fact real quick about the Match of the Millennium duel. It is still, I believe, either the first or second, I think it's the second longest duel turn-wise ever recorded in the anime. I think only behind the Noah duel with Yugi and Kaiba. Yeah. So, what do I say here about this? The Little Bad and Terrible, that's about where it's gonna stay. The only thing I'm wrestling with is Joey and Mai. Does it go lower? Does it deserve lower? I think it's about good. I think my judgments are right on this. Let me know, guys. I know the best category is a lot of stuff, but I just feel like this is accurate to me. So, alright. There we have it. So, of, all those duels, we have 7 in the best category, 5 in the amazing category, 4 in the great category, 5 in the okay category, 1 in the a little bad category, and 1 in the terrible category. I think this is about right. I cannot see any other way to do this. I love this setup. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is an attempt to see if we can reach out to some more fans to build our fan base. I don't know how far this will go, but I hope this will get a lot of views. I mean, it may. It's just my opinion, and I hope you guys share yours with me in the comments. So, I don't know when this will go up, but this will go up probably sometime next week. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe on YouTube. The channel's name's Animanga. See you for the next one, guys. Bye. Duelist Kingdom forever. Nostalgia forever, baby.